Good afternoon. My name is Lou Weaver, and I'm the first Transgender Programs Coordinator for Equality Texas. I am also a transgender man. And I don't think you want me in the women's restroom. I have not been allowed in the women's restroom for most of my life. But today we are here on a very serious note. We are here to stand with North Texas families, parents who have transgender children who are about to start a new school year. They are concerned about their children's safety, because some state officials have decided to target their children and grandstand about an issue that has forced them out of their private lives to speak publicly to protect their children. Equality Texas is the largest statewide organization solely dedicated to securing full equality and equity for LGBTQ Texans. We've been fighting for decades, and we will fight until every gay and transgender Texan is protected and treated equally under the law. We are honored to be here today to join these brave parents who are choosing to speak publicly for the first time. They are sharing their stories so we can educate those in our communities who may not know a transgender or gay person. By telling our stories, and with the help of the media, we can educate the public and educate our friends and families that gay and lesbian Texans, bisexual and transgender Texans are just like all of us and deserve respect and dignity under the law. It is the responsibility of all of us to educate ourselves so that when some elected officials launch false attacks, they can be exposed for what they are, a solution where there is no problem to perpetuate discrimination against LGBTQ Texans. Jennifer Campisi will speak first.
My name is Jennifer Campisi, and I'm here with my husband, John, because we have a 9-year-old transgender son. We wouldn't have imagined that we would be here speaking with you today. We knew nothing about anything transgender or what that meant, even as recent as 5 years ago. But we're here because we understand that most people may not know a transgender person, and we want to replace fear with facts. We're here because we want to let people know that transgender children exist and are normal like every other child out there. Our son knew from age 3 that he was a boy. I understand that that sounds young to people that don't have a transgender child, but he knew from a very young age. You know, he sat on Santa's lap and asked Santa to make him a boy. He asked for his birthday to be a real boy. He told us in so many ways, so often, all the time, that he was a boy. And even though we tried to deny it, resist it, change it, it wasn't going away. So we sought out help from experts, from doctors, and people that knew the facts. And the statistics about transgender children. And we knew that we had to accept our child for who he was. We have met a great community of transgender parents and children in DFW. I had met some folks from around the U.S., and about a year ago, another mom and I started a group for parents of transgender children in DFW, and it grew so quickly. We're up to about 140 members just here in North Texas, and people, especially in Texas, are desperate for support. We get together, we support each other, and our children know that they're not alone. As our kids get ready to go back to school, we as parents worry about our children. All students deserve a supporting and loving environment at school, but the reality is that transgender children often don't feel that. The latest National School Climate Survey found that most transgender students, in fact, do not feel safe at school. Transgender children face a 41% suicide rate. They face a higher rate of physical and sexual assault. They face sexual harassment, verbal harassment, and they report feeling unsafe at school just because of who they are. They face enough problems just being kids in today's world. So, as innocent children, they should not be the target of adults' political games. We have real issues facing our state and our country. Today, I am issuing an invitation to our elected officials in Texas to sit down with our parents and our transgender children and educate themselves on what it is these kids experience on a daily basis. Simple things like going to the bathroom should not be stressful, should not be an ordeal. My son is a boy. There should be no controversy in him using the boys' bathroom. This is not a real issue, and I urge Texans to join me and tell our elected officials to stop bullying our children. My son's life depends on it, and so do the lives of all these families standing behind me. Thank you. Jennifer Campisi.
My name is Melissa Ballard. This is my husband, Ken Ballard. We here are all parents of trans kids. We've come together to support our kids and each other and the trans community. We are the place that these kids should be able to express themselves and explore without being bullied, without fear, and we would hope that our government would support them as well. It is paramount and can mean life or death. When you are faced with the possibility of losing a child you struggle for several years to even have, you realize what is important. We have a trans son. He's 14 years old, and he's amazing. He's just like every other kid, and he just wants to be recognized for being who he is. And I'll let my husband take it from there.
My name is Ken Ballard. 15 months ago, I participated in a 16-mile overnight walk for suicide prevention. I went on this walk because my child is one of the 41% of transgender youth who've made an attempt on life. I went on this walk for a child that was in the darkness of both depression and the shadows of a gender role that he could no longer live in. I have a son. For those who need labels, he's a transgender male. To me, he's just Asher. 2 years ago, I got the privilege of getting to know my child on a level that many other parents have the opportunity to do if they just open their eyes. With that came a new set of pronouns that I got to learn: he, his, him, and a new name, Asher. Asher with a U. It wasn't an easy road. We had depression, suicide attempts, hospitalization. Through this, I had to look at my own dogmas, my own faith, and in that I found one thing to cling to, and that was love my neighbor. My child is my first neighbor. And we have a choice. We have a choice as parents. We can be their neighbors or we can be their bullies. Or we can be their allies or their enemy. And my thoughts are quick today. I'll finish with, for other parents that are starting this journey, for anybody that's on this path with someone that is transgender. For me as a parent, my child's my neighbor. As a parent, I will not be my kid's first bully. As a parent, I'm here to help my child find their dreams. They're not here to fulfill mine. And as a parent, I will continue to embrace this living son versus trying to keep the memories of a daughter. And finally, to the leaders of the state of Texas, you can take the next steps to make life easier for these kids. And you can also take the steps to choose your place in the course of history because the times are changing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Melissa Bays. This is my husband, Justin. We have a transgender son. He is 10. A year ago, August 11th, 2015, he came to me and said that he was no longer a girl. He was a boy, and he wanted to change his name. And I would say that didn't surprise me, but it did startle me in a way, because I never thought that I would have to encounter this so early in life. I thought that if we had any issues with our children, it would be when they're in college, not when they're 9 years old. He asked us to please go to his school and ask them to call him Shane. And we said, okay. We went and talked to the principals, and the counselor, and at the school he was at, they were awesome. They were great. They said, yes, we will call you Shane. That afternoon when we got out of that meeting, his smile was so big and so happy. He said, Mom, I can't believe they're letting me be Shane. They're letting me be Shane. That's when I realized that I took the right step, that I said yes, when I so could have said no and fought against it. But I said yes, be who you are, because that's what I always promised him, that I would love him and support him no matter what. And I'm going to keep that promise. This year he's starting a new school, and as everyone here, there is the issue of the bathroom. He's going into his new school with his name, and he wants to be seen as a boy. He wants to be seen as Shane. He wants everyone to look at him and see how proud and happy he is. He doesn't want people to stare at him because he has to use a different bathroom. He wants to walk into that new school and say, I'm a boy, my name is Shane, accept me for who I am. Do you have anything to say? So I ask our state officials to please see my son, see his smile and see his artistic abilities and see his spunk and see how much he loves to be who he is and how happy it makes him. Being forced to use another bathroom would make him very sad, extremely sad, an outcast in a new school. And he does not want to be an outcast in a new school. So please, parents, listen to your children. Listen to them when they tell you they have something to tell you, when they have tears in their eyes and they tell you who they really are. Don't turn away from them, and help them with what they ask. Help them when they want you to talk to their school. Help them when they want you to talk to their friends' parents. They need you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Chelsea Morrison, and this is my husband, Andrew Morrison, and we have a transgender daughter who is right here, and her name is Marilyn. You'll notice that some of us wear these pins that say, I'll go with you, and it's to let any transgender person know that I will go to the bathroom with them and make sure that they are safe and protected. And the point, and we shouldn't have to be doing that. We shouldn't have to worry about anybody having any safety in just going to the bathroom. They just need to pee. My daughter should be able to go to school as her true self and be able to go to the restrooms that she needs to go to. Our state legislators need to quit bullying our children and need to come from a place of compassion and understanding. We are talking about children who are humans. Transgender people have been here since the beginning of humans, and that's never going to change, and they're never going anywhere. What we need to be doing is understanding each other and educating each other. If you don't understand, if you've never met a transgender person, come meet my daughter. She has known exactly who she is from the get-go, and it is not her fault that she was misassigned a gender at birth. Thank you very much.
Mi nombre es Ángela Castro, soy la madre de una niña transgénero, tiene 13 años. Sentimos la necesidad como padres hoy de hacernos presente para proteger la vida de nuestros hijos. Le hago un llamado al Lieutenant Governor y al Attorney General que pare la retórica negativa y la retórica falsa que tiene en contra de la comunidad transgénero. Todos los niños tienen el derecho de vivir felices y eso incluye a mi hija.
So I want to thank you all for being here again. I have the privilege to being able to out myself and talk about my life the way I want to. Unfortunately, the parents behind me don't have that choice right now. They are here talking about their children's lives. Their children are about to start school, and they have no choice. They are accidental activists. They are stepping up and stepping out to be able to make sure that their children can go to school in a safe environment. So I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank all of these amazing families that are not only being with their children, but they're standing up and standing out for their children right now while their children need them every day. Do anybody have any questions for me or for the families? No? All right, we will be around for the rest of the afternoon if you have any questions for us. Thank you all.